question was asked today about how to work with the sense of self or identity view. You know, how do you really see through it or come to know that that's not who you are? And how do you live with it or develop yourself? And one thing that I think is important to know is that it's not that we're going to get rid of the personal identity. It's not like we're trying to eliminate it or anything like that. I mean, this is how we all see the world from our personal perspective and our conditioning. And when we start to pick up the Dhamma and we recognize that what the Buddha is saying about all of the 5 khandhas and everything else in samsara being impermanent, dukkha, and not self, particularly impermanent. And that line in the chanting, those 2 lines in the chanting, sabbe sankhara anicca, all conditioned phenomena are impermanent, and sabbe dhamma anatta, everything, conditioned and unconditioned, are not self. That's crystal clear. And he talks about this in many ways. But of course, we have to come to know it ourselves. So our reflection on our feelings and how changeable they are, how our body constantly changing and eventually deteriorating and dissolving. And then the everything we can look at, we can see its impermanence, including all of the qualities and characteristics that we have been conditioned to take on as self. And so once we start to understand that, of course, then what is permanent? What is that? And it's very, very helpful to recognize that we can investigate or examine the awareness that sees this self-identity, sees this impermanence, isn't impermanent, isn't changing. So when we're investigating like this, then we're aware that there are aspects of our personality package that really create that we really experience a lot of dukkha around. If we're feeling threatened, however we react to that, anger, resentment, or sadness and fear, or whatever it is, it's like when any kind of clinging to this sense of self, and the sort of patterns we have really brings tremendous challenges to us. So we see we're suffering, whether it's guilt, remorse, regret, or any other human emotion that obviously there's joy and happiness too. And we see the impermanent nature of that. So the freedom comes from being able to identify the self-view and to observe it from, as I've said before, this solid place of awareness, of watching. And when we watch it and we see the ordinary kinds of things unfolding in conversations and relationships, in our work, in our the way we relate to our bodies, or whatever it is, then in observing it, we can observe from the only perspective that's there is Dhamma. That's what we're observing from. Everything else is sankharas, impermanent things, language, concepts, views, opinions. That all comes with that personality view. And we can see how easily, well, sometimes those things change. You might have had experiences of holding certain kinds of views and then, having influences in your life that change them. And of course, there's nothing wrong with that, any of it. And we want to not, it's not to take a position that we're going to, like I said, try to get rid of or discount the personality view and all that comes with it. It's just to see it for what it actually is. It's this made-up structure that isn't an abiding self. Now, when we listen to Kruba Ajahns talk about this observer, the awareness, this is the Buddha seeing the Dhamma. When you're seeing the personality and all that comes with it as it is, that's Dhamma. You recognize the changeability of everything and the dukkha that comes with it. And then by being able to make that separation, to really see it, we start to develop a confidence and understanding in that awareness that we can rely on. So when we are in the throes of our daily life and we can observe our feelings, then we're able to take it, like I said, some distance from it and know that we don't have to be wrapped up in it. I'm having this feeling like I'm not really getting to what I really want to express to you. Part of it's encouragement to really investigate this, and also that you can do it, and that it's very freeing when we're not caught up in the same patterns that bring us anxiety and fear and worry, and also that I'm not fully there yet. But I've already seen some pieces that have really changed my life. So it's something that is so precious and important. And when we read the suttas, we see the Buddha talking about this again and again and again. It's really the definitive teaching that he gave.